G'day guys, just a quick video, not going to go into too much detail with this gear, but we've sort of been doing a bit of updating and trying to reduce the size of things. Now in this little bag here we have got a drone, and I'll show you that a little bit later, but we have a huge case over the back here. It's just out of shot at the moment, but I'll take a picture of it later. It made life taking the Phantom 3 around very difficult because we needed a big box to keep it safe in and all the gear with it. But it just became a nuisance to cart it around everywhere because of the size of it. And what I wanted was something small and something that would do pretty much the same job. And what we've ended up here with is a DJI Mini 3. I didn't get the Pro version, and maybe I should have spent the extra couple of $100, but to be honest, I didn't have it to spend, so I bought what I could afford at the time. And waiting and waiting and waiting to get something, how long do you wait? I already missed one trip. I really needed a drone when we went to Kalbarri, but didn't have one because we didn't have room in the car to take the big box with the Phantom in it. So now I have something that fits in a small bag, everything for the drone apart from the key. Everything from the drone, apart from my phone, is in there. My phone will actually fit in top of it if I want it to. I did have to go and buy a new phone. It's an upgraded model of my old one. I'm not using this as a phone, I'm just using it for this gear. It's dedicated for use with the DJI Pocket 2 and with the new drone. So it's only going to be used for that, at least until my old phone breaks down. Reason for that was the old phone would not work with the DJI Mimo software and would not work with the DJI Fly software for the drone. So I had no choice. I had to go and buy a new phone, but that's not a big deal. The big deal is these things are not cheap. That was about $800 all up. That was 900 and something, 933. So, and that's with the Fly More combo. So I'll get into that one a little bit later. This is old gear, but it's going to be used on and off with the camera I'm filming on and with the Pocket 2, which is here. Now the reason I have sort of shown you the Pocket 2 a little bit, some of the problems I found with it, but the reason for this video is to have a look at this. This is something I got from an op shop years ago, and it's become the perfect platform to stick the Pocket 2 on, and it's just a matter of screwing that on. We've then got a phone holder which goes the opposite way. If I want to use this microphone, I will plug that into I've got a cold shoe on here, so if I want to use this microphone, that goes on there and just plugs into the side of the Pocket 2. Let's try and get all this in frame, shall we? So if I want to use the old microphone, and it's a pretty good little mic, and it will come in useful, what I will do is mount that on here, and that plugs into the side of the Pocket 2, or alternately, and what will probably be more useful, is the little DJI microphone. I can also use our Rode mics on there as well. I'm using that at the moment to record on the Panasonic, but that's a wireless mic. I don't have to plug it in, and it connects directly to the Pocket 2. And to the top of this we've got another cold shoe on top. I can put a little light on there. So effectively there, the phone goes in here, that connects wirelessly to the Pocket 2, and I'll give you a quick look at that in a minute and show you what it all looks like together. But as you can see, that's a pretty good little filming rig if you don't want to use this handheld and you want a bit more complexity to your shots and you need a bit of light. So put some light on. This is a pretty old light, this one, but it does for when you're out and you just desperately need something to light up a dark room. I do have another light which is up there. I'm actually using that at the moment, but that's more of a static one. It's not one you plug on. It's huge. It sits, it would be about that size. So this one's more useful for portable applications. But as you can see, that's a pretty handy little unit, and it can be put together in a couple of minutes. And I'll just get the phone going and give you an idea of what that's like once it's all put together and running. Okay, and now you can see me, hello, up here, and I'm filming. Let's see, can you see me? Yes, you can see me. And that's the rig if I want to use it in a more advanced way, I suppose you would say. So we've got the phone which connects wirelessly to the Pocket 2. The wireless microphone also connects to that. We can put a Rode microphone in there, put a cable to it, or I can put the little Rode video micro on there. So quite a range of options when it comes to setting this up. As you can see with that, it's much easier to control the Pocket 2 if you've got a phone hooked into it. You can also put a cable into it, I believe, but I've got it just running on wireless at the moment. I want that jack on the side there for microphones, and that seems to me to be quite a useful little unit. And of course, if you want to use just this on its own and have that mic stuck on your lapel, it's also very versatile for doing that. So that's rig number one, and that will give us pretty powerful filming abilities. The stability on these is pretty good. I haven't had any major problems filming with it yet. I'm still learning it. There's a lot to learn with it because it's quite a complex little camera. It can do a lot, and there's quite a bit to learn. So I've got a little way to go with that yet, but I am starting to film with it. Of course, our main camera is the Panasonic that I'm filming this on at the moment. And now, let's turn that off. And now we'll get on to the drone and have a little look at that. And I've got one other accessory that I can just add to that, which is a little monopod here. This is extendable, so we can do quite long when it's extended. Quite a good little unit. This is very stable. Good hand grip on it at the bottom. And I've even added some fold out feet with that. And surprisingly, I actually didn't think that that little camera unit was going to be all that stable when it was on here. But as long as you don't extend it, as long as you just use it at this length, it is actually quite stable and would be quite usable. So it's an alternative to a tripod if you just want to go around light. So what you're looking at here is a complete filming unit. You've got a wireless mic, you've got a wired mic, you've got light, you've got a drone, and you've got a very useful little camera. And that will do most things that we want to do, to be quite honest. So it's yeah, hopefully going to prove to be a decent sort of investment for the future of the channel. Okay, and if I want to use a drone, let's get that strap out of the way.
For that, you'll have to
oh, shut up, first. Google. Phone off and the idiot thing still listens to you. Okay, so this is the drone setup. DJI Mini 3. As I say, I opted for the Mini 3 instead of the Mini 3 Pro. I don't really need some of the options the Pro has. I think this little fella here will do pretty well. Most of the people who are familiar with DJI gear will know how this all comes together. We've got two pull-out arms on the side here, and we've got the swing around ones. And that's about it. You plug the battery in the back there, and that's the drone part of it. We have the Fly More combo, as I said, and that comes with 2 extra batteries. One battery comes with the drone. You get the charger, the bag, and a couple of extra cables and some spare props. So it's not a bad little kit, but it's not cheap. It's at $933, which is what I coughed up for it. Now, if we have a look at, I'll pop that back in there for the moment. Have a look at how this all sets up. This is all pretty simple as well. The DJI designed it pretty well. The one problem we had when I was setting this up, I could not get the phone to connect to this remote control. It was keep saying could not connect to RC, cannot connect to RC, and the problem was the supplied cable, and you can see they put a little cable in the back there. I needed a USB-C to USB-C, and the one they supplied did not work, which is very, very annoying. It took me a long time to find that out. What I've got now, they supply this as well. That's a USB-C to a that's a USB-C to a USB micro. I don't know if you can see at the end there, that's the micro. And what I've got is an adapter for this, so I can plug that directly into the back. And these cables seem to be fussy. If I put the cable the wrong way around, it doesn't work. I have to have it a certain way around. This has got one of those little, what do you call them? It's just got one of those little codes on the plug. Now, if I don't put that into this end, if I choose instead to put the other end in, it doesn't work. Now, I can't work that out. These things should work either way around, but that's what happens. So the one with the label on goes into the back of the controller. And then we pop the phone on top of it. And when I've got the adapter, which I haven't got on here at the moment, that just plugs into here, or I plug it into the back, one or the other, it doesn't really matter. And that becomes your screen. I do also have a longer cable because I do like to use a head unit, and I like to put this inside the head unit so that I can see the screen when I'm out in the sun. These things look nice and bright now, but when you're out in the sun, you can hardly see the screen at all. Now, if you look at these little units, they've got the joysticks in here. They come out, they just pop out and screw in. So it's all it's an all-in-one unit, quite useful and easy to move around. This is actually the heaviest thing. The drone, the Mini 3, is under the 250-gram limit, so it means you can fly that in places that you can't fly the bigger ones like our Phantom. So that might also be a good choice, although I believe the Pro version is also under the 250-gram limit. Not much else to show you at the moment about that. That's just our new camera setup for the moment, and hopefully that's going to make using the drone a hell of a lot more easy than it used to be. It used to be a real pain in the bum dragging that Phantom around everywhere. It's a very good drone, but it takes up a lot of room. And as you can see from this little thing here, folds up to nothing and just pops in the bag. Once that's all folded up, it really doesn't take up any room at all. Well, it's a quick look at the new gear. Thanks for taking the time to sit through all my blathering. And I hope to see you back here again soon when we have one of our standard videos about interesting places to go and things to see. Thanks guys. Cheers. Catch you later.